Alright, start of a new day, and we're here with our new friend, Brenda. Brenda's been after me on the internet for a while saying, when are you coming to Bonaire? When are you coming to Bonaire? Well, we made it yesterday, and she came, first one to come and greet us. Oh, we need the code. Do you remember the code? So Brenda has graciously offered to take us on a little excursion, so we're going to spend some time with her in the next day or so and see what we can find out about Bonaire. Should be fun. So yeah, you were saying things changed dramatically last year. I was wondering what it was going to be like, because we showed up this year and it's just completely full. Everybody's, the moorings are full, the marina's full.
Yes.
They're like, we got a waiting list. So has it always been like that?
Only since probably this year, starting in approximately May. Yeah. Was when I noticed that the mooring balls were starting to be full. And an increase in cruiser traffic. Like seeing them on the street, in the restaurants, but approximately around May is when I noticed that it was getting to be a little bit full.
This is a great little downtown area.
It is. It's when I first got here in 2008. I likened the island itself to my little outback. I considered it the outback because compared to St. Martin, Curacao, and Aruba, no big hotels, no big resorts. All of the resorts here are privately owned, and that was until 2017 when the Courtyard Marriott came here. So all of the resorts are privately owned.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
Q.
So, here we are at the location of...
No, don't give me the corny thing. Alright.
This is one of our prominent dive and snorkel sites called 1,000 Steps.
Okay.
Why is it called 1,000 Steps?
I hope there's not 1,000 steps.
No, there's approximately 76.
Okay.
So the story goes like this. As a scuba diver, you've got about 50 pounds of weight on you going down, so you're carrying it down. However, when you come back up, you have that added weight of being wet. So everything's waterlogged. They say that it feels like 1,000 steps when you come back up. Ba-dum-bum. You know, lots of snorkelers out there today. So we have coral reef, sand, and approximately 20 to 25 feet is where the actual live coral is located. Right there, that dark area, staghorn colony. With a second staghorn colony right there. So snorkelers, it's a great spot. Sometimes we get lucky. We're going to see turtles actually in the shallows feeding on the brown algae. But nothing today.
Okay, so power on the island, we just saw the power station, but everything's below ground.
Yes.
So they don't have power lines. So that's a huge advantage over the other islands.
You're absolutely right.
The other islands we just documented, of course, lost all their power and still have no power because of the lines. The infrastructure's been knocked down and they haven't rebuilt it because they're going to put it all back above ground again. Yet some of the islands are built underground and they never have to deal with that.
Right.
So you have underground.
Yes.
And then where does most of the power come from?
It's coming from that generation station. About 40% of our power is supplied by 13 wind turbines. We have a solar installation that is in its pilot program, and the remainder is fossil fuels, which are coming from this facility, pumping directly into the generation station. Okay.
So that generation station is all oil powered. Where's the wind turbines?
Wind turbines are located over here on the east coast, but it's all being funneled through to that facility right there. And this is an old village, and that's why we have wires for the electricity on the top. They didn't go underground yet.
Oh yeah, first time I've seen here.
Yeah.
I guess they won't change till the hurricane blows it down.
They're actually doing the fiber to the home in this area right now. So they're starting to go underground. We're now on the outside of Rincon, and on this area is where you're going to notice that the topography and the plant life are considerably different than they are on the west side. There goes the troop field. Here you're going to see more cacti, more low-lying shrubs. This is due to prevailing winds as well as the salt spray, which is coming obviously from the ocean. The cactus fences that we see all over the island are made from this cactus, which is called the yatu or yadu. It has thorns which are in the shape of a star, 6 points.
Nobody wants to climb those.
No, and they grow nice and straight, so they're easy to put into a formation of a fence. Now this big mother here, this one right in front of us, that's called a kadushi. You'll see that the thorns are more like long hairs. That particular cactus is well over 100 years old. You see these big, huge coral rocks? Well, a lot of us are wondering how they got here. So we had geologists come to the island of Bonaire, and they had determined, after just analyzing our whole east coast, is that prior to civilization being here on the island, that this island was in fact hit by a tsunami which came from the east. And we all know there's active volcanoes over there, right? Underwater? So the theory is, gee, what happened? We don't know, but it was the cause of a tsunami that actually forced all these big coral stones to come up. And here we are. This is called Boca Onima.
And how much of the power of the island comes from wind?
The report that came through the public was 40% of our required need.
And all from this dozen wind generators.
We also have another one, which was the pilot project that is in the south part of the island, so a total of 13.
And there's one on its own because it's much larger or something? Or?
No, it's the same size, but they brought one in to see if it would actually be a viable venture. And that came in about 8 years prior to these.
Obviously they found it viable. Yeah, that's cool. That's some big wind generators.
So it's 1979 when Cargill was granted most of the south part of the island in order to enlarge the production of solar salt here. This is industrial salt. So it is the highest grade of actual sea salt that is possible to be made. It is not used for roadways, or it is not exported for human consumption. Total industrial salt. And some of the uses are for salt products, laundry soap, the setting of clothing dye, all sorts of industrial processes. There are some companies that will actually take the sodium and the chloride from the actual crystal to separate that to make the products that they're going to use it for.
Okay, so just talk about the windmills again.
Cargill is using the windmills to actually rise the water up to a higher level into the channels so that it then gets routed into the holding area before the next part of the process.